Today's video is sponsored by Squarespace. All right, let's explain the @state property wrapper, which is a fundamental concept in SwiftUI. But to understand state, we have to back up a little bit and talk about the big picture of how SwiftUI works, right? There's a fundamental change coming from UIKit. And the big thing to know is that in SwiftUI, views are structs, whereas in UIKit, they were classes like reference types. For example, UI view was a parent class of UI button, right? UI button subclassed it, so UI button inherited all the UI view stuff. It made it pretty heavy. Well, in SwiftUI, everything is a lightweight struct value type, which allows the views to be created and destroyed all the time in a very performant manner. And that's what's going on when your UI updates in a SwiftUI app. Your view is being, destroyed and recreated, and it doesn't persist any data. So, when a view gets destroyed and recreated, it kind of goes back to its default values. Well, that's where state comes in, so you can maintain the state of it, for lack of a better word. That way, when your views are created and redestroyed, you persist any data marked as state. So now that you got the big picture explanation, let's dive into some code and see it in action. So here we are on the main view of a very basic, weather UI app. I did this for my SwiftUI Fundamentals course. Check it out, link in the description. But again, the very basic example of state is a Boolean here, is night. And you see, to make it a state variable, we marked it as state. And again, just to kind of refresh what I talked about earlier, my content view, the main view, is a struct, right? Lightweight, performant, created and destroyed all the time. So what this isNight variable is doing, it basically when I tap this change day button, you see my background goes to dark and then the moon pops up. Well, that's what all this code down here is doing, right? We're showing a different image based on isNight variable here. Well, as the UI is constantly being updated, I always want isNight to reflect whatever, I chose as the user to tap this button, right? Here it is isNight is false. Now isNight is true. isNight is false, right? I want that to persist anytime my view needs to re-render or update, right? I don't want, if my view needs to be updated, to go back to the default, isNight equals false in my default image of the cloud. So again, that is state in action. SwiftUI manages this in storage. That's another thing to know. You don't have to do anything with it. SwiftUI takes care of it for you. So again, as content view is being destroyed, recreated, we're persisting this data here, our Boolean, whether it's true or false, we persist that in storage somewhere. That way, our UI stays up to date. And now that you've seen it in action, to really drive the point home on the concept, let's go to the documentation for state, right? Apple's documentation says it's a property wrapper type that you can read and write a value managed by SwiftUI. And then here, this will explain kind of what I just said here, right? The overview. SwiftUI manages the storage of any property you declare as state. Again, that's what we did here in Xcode, right? We marked it as state. When the state value changes, right? So anytime you change a state, right? We're changing the Boolean isNight from true to false. Anytime something marked state changes, the view invalidates its appearance and recomputes the body, right? That's what I meant. It basically redraws itself. Use the state as the single source of truth for a given view. That's another thing. State should be, back to Xcode here, state should always be marked private because you don't want to share states in between views. It's isolated to this view. Now, if you're here learning about state in SwiftUI, hopefully you're trying to build some great apps. And if you're building great apps, you're probably going to need a website for that app or to add it to your portfolio. And that brings me to today's sponsor, Squarespace. Now, I know as a developer, you might have the itch to build your own website, right? We're developers after all. However, building and maintaining a website, making sure it looks great on all screen sizes, all different browsers, it's actually a lot of work. And I don't know, if you're like me, I just want to build apps. I don't want to maintain a website, right? So let Squarespace handle that for you. They have all kinds of great themes. They handle all the SEO and the analytics for you. And it's just a great way to get a landing page or a website for your app or your own iOS developer portfolio up and running very quickly. So when you're ready to build your website, go to squarespace.com to check it out. And when you're ready to actually launch it, go to squarespace.com/SeanAllen to get 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. All right, so that was state in a nutshell, and this is quite a big mind shift if you're coming from UIKit. So please, if you have any questions about state, feel free to leave it in the comments. I'll hop in and answer them. Hope you enjoyed the video. We'll see you in the next one.